Welcome to On Second Thought. I'm John Price, and I'm here with our pastor, Jay Hackett, where every week we take a deeper dive into life at Peachtree Corners Baptist Church. Whether we're talking about the latest sermon, upcoming events, or just whatever's on Jay's mind, this is your insider look at our church, our staff, and what makes PCBC your church on the corner. So join our conversation as we help you find community, purpose, and growth. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome to On Second Thought. We are on episode 40, and we're going to try to make this a little bit of a shorter episode because
I like how you say we're going to try.
We're going to try. I am embracing my issues around time and my ability to understand
I
how,
think it's funny
how it
how
works.
You think that you're going to be able to change something that has been ingrained in you for 50 some odd years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And last week you asked me, now, is it always being late? Is that a new thing? I was like, no.
No.
When I was a little kid, my dad would always, you're the last one out of the house. I don't know what it is. I think I was telling your dad, I think I need hypnosis, something like that.
Okay.
Quitting smoking. I need some kind of thing that will help me get a handle on that, because it is not, surface intentional. Anyways, we're not helping our case of making it shorter, are we?
No, we're not. No.
But because this weekend potentially we may have some really nasty weather, we're making allowances for that. We're going to record kind of a sermon discussion like we've done in the past.
Correct. Just in case we need to use it this weekend.
Yep.
And but yeah, just to make sure everybody's aware, if we do end up canceling services this weekend, we will let you guys know by 5 p.m. on Saturday. And we'll do that via social media. We'll do that via text, emails. We'll also do it on the website. And so just continue to check that. If we do meet in person, we will have it live like we normally do.
Yeah.
So that you can watch it. And so if you don't feel comfortable, driving, I know a lot of times maybe snow, maybe ice. We don't know exactly what's coming in. It could be 70 degrees and we see nothing. I mean, welcome to Atlanta.
Right.
And, but
and that is such a challenge to try to call it. And so no matter what you do, people are going to, if the weather's bad, then
Correct.
We're like, shoo, we
and
called it. And
it's like, we could have met.
Right. Why didn't we?
Why didn't we do it? And it's like, well, we're trying to do what we can with the best information available to us at the time.
Better safe than sorry. We'd rather
100%.
Not have somebody out there driving on ice or.
Correct. The problem is we don't know how to drive on it.
Right.
Being from the South, it's like we see it once a year, once every couple of years, and it's like, oh, I got that.
Yeah.
And we don't. Got that. So.
No, it's terrifying being out there, not just the weather, but other drivers.
Correct.
So
that's every day, but especially on ice
in Atlanta. So let's talk briefly about the series.
Yeah.
We're going to be wrapping it up this weekend.
Correct.
Or just in a few minutes.
Or in a few minutes, whichever one. But one way.
But
be wrapped up.
This last weekend, you gave the message.
Talking about the shield of faith.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just, the thought process behind that was it's something you pick up every day. We often think of our faith as something, okay, we're just going to have it and it'll be there when I need it. And it's like, no, I have to intentionally pick this up. I have to also know when am I at my most vulnerable, right? And it's, what are those moments? Because I think Satan loves to get you alone. Mm-hmm. He loves to just, kind of thin out the pack, get you away from people so that he can attack the way that he wants to. And then he can bring the shame. Then he can bring, all these questions about your identity, questions about everything that come at you. And you sit there in that moment, you're like, oh my gosh, you're right. And it's like, no, he's not right.
Mm-hmm.
You just let your guard down.
Yeah.
And, and so the question came up Sunday was, we blame God for a lot of things and say, why didn't you help me? Or why weren't you there? And he was like, why didn't you pick up the shield? This is what I've given you to be able to defend yourself against this. And you're walking around acting like, it's no big deal, or that's heavy. I don't want to carry that. It doesn't go with my outfit, that kind of a mentality. And then we talked about the fact that those shields would hook together. Mm-hmm. And so the need for that growth of being in community. Yeah. And, it just, the more we're around other believers, the more we're in God's word. I mean, all these different things just begin to strengthen us and prepare us for what's ahead. Yeah. And
in Ephesians, one of the main themes is unity. Yeah. And so a lot of times when we read the scripture through our modern American eyes, we're filtering it through this individualistic mentality. And so when we're putting on the armor of God, we're just thinking of ourselves, how it applies to us, how it protects us. But like you said, the armor of God is meant to be used in community. That the shield not only protects you, but it protects the person next to you. Yeah. And so it was designed to encourage those soldiers to stick together. Yeah. And that there's only so much we can do when we're by ourselves. We don't have what God created in the fellowship of the body of believers. And so, when we read Ephesians, most of the time when it says you, it's actually plural. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So,
whether you up north, Ewans or y'all down here in the south, right. Hey, y'all need to stick together.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so you can read it with that understanding of it's not, you're not meant to do this alone, as we say all the time.
Have you seen the y'all version Bible?
No. Is there really?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's actually on the Bible app. And so you can go to it and download it. And so every time that it's talking about the you plural, they actually use the word y'all. And it's a, I know theologically it's probably, I think they try the best. I wouldn't necessarily say I'm using that as a study Bible, but it's fun every now and then to flip it open and look at it and go, all right, what's that saying?
Yeah. Well, I think that's good. It's a cue, just like a red letter edition.
Yes.
That shows Jesus's words in red. To do that, it does distinguish what we don't see in English, which is whether it's singular or plural. So that's cool.
So I mean, it's a cool way to realize that there is so much of y'all inside of Scripture. Yes. And, everybody thinks, I don't need a church. I don't need a membership. Right. I don't need a home. I can just, watch it online, or I can go when I want to go. And it's like, no, I mean, everything that Jesus laid out for us was, through the church of going, man, you do need to be in that community. And that is what strengthens your faith. It is what helps you stand in the middle of the battles and the different things that are happening. And so, it's not a solo sport. And so I think the more we understand that, the better off we are in our personal walk.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you look at just even kids who age out of the foster care system, and these kids age out, they're, given a few bucks and kind of sent off. And these are people without a family. And the devastation that causes, along with so many of the other things that go along with being in the system. Correct. Man, the statistics for these kids it's bleak.
Unreal.
Yeah. And so when we try to go it alone spiritually, we are not being in the will of God, that God has created family, because that's part of our identity. And we'll talk about, I was going to say later in the message, but we talk about all the time how important identity is.
Correct. 100%.
Yeah. So, anything else from this last week?
It's just it's still building so much upon each other that it's like, okay, all right, let me think about it, let me remember, how do I get,
and it's interconnected. So the weapons or the armor of God, it's interesting to see how they as they kind of interlink or go together, how they support each other.
Correct.
And so this week I'll be giving the message, whether it's on video and conversation with you, or because, and we'll be wrapping up the series with a couple more pieces of the armor. But you're going to be in Orlando.
Orlando, yeah. We leave tomorrow. Going with the students. We're doing our junior senior trip, and I believe there's like 24, 25 of us.
Wow.
That'll head out tomorrow afternoon and come back on Sunday if we're able to get back to Atlanta on Sunday. We will come back in, but there's a big Rock the Universe that they do down at Universal Studios every year. And so Logan does a great job with the junior seniors where he does 1 year at Rock the Universe and then 1 year like to Gatlinburg or, somewhere Pigeon Forge, that kind of a thing. And so this year we're going down there and, going to hear from Forrest Frank and Phil Wickham and all these different artists. They have stages that are set up all around the park. It's just an awesome time to spend time with the juniors, seniors. It kind of gives me a little bit of that student ministry days of letting me kind of come back and, hang out with the kids and be there, be a part of it. And I love to just, be around our students. I like being around everybody inside of our church and, just kind of hanging out with them and hearing what God's doing and kind of what their plans are and how they're praying through what the future looks like. And so happy for that opportunity this weekend. It's going to be fun. Yeah.
And it's always fun to go on those trips where you're not in charge.
Yes.
Where you can just have fun with the kids. I've been on a couple of the trips with, missions now that Wallace is over it, and he's just invited me to be a part of it. And I've had some little responsibilities, but just the fun of not having to be over all the logistics.
Takes the pressure off of you.
It's just lets
you relax and have a good time.
So I hope you have a good time with
that. I'm in charge of driving and luggage. So that's easy.
All right.
Yeah, I can handle those two things.
Yeah. Well, and I hope you guys are able to come back on your scheduled time with the same amount of kids that you left with.
Yeah.
So get that number down.
Kids, but same amount of kids, right? And that's what I've always
check
said.
With the parents.
Student ministry.
Yeah. Yikes. So let's briefly talk about some of the upcoming stuff.
Okay.
We just had our QBM, our quarterly business meeting this last Sunday, where we don't just share about, here are the things that are going on in the church, but we vote on our new members. Mm-hmm. We had a ton, I think, a passel. 25.
25, yeah.
Yeah,
25
so
new members.
Children, youth, adults. And so we'll be recognized. If we meet in person this Sunday, we'll recognize them in the service.
Nice.
Otherwise, we'll wait till the next week to do so. But that's
exciting.
One of our larger groups. Yeah.
Sunday too. That's on top of that. Yeah. So we continue to see people wanting to be a part of what God's doing on this corner. Which I love.
And it's cool. You mentioned disco this time. We had a really neat gamut of people who church was not a part of their background, part of their life, but they're just kind of coming into it and curious. Mm-hmm. They're here because of their kids.
Yep.
And then we have folks who have church and Southern Baptist been on the mission field, and all points in between.
Yep.
So it's fun to kind of see that
and multi-generation again, and I love that. Yeah, we're just continuing to see people of all ages that are going, man, this is what I'm looking for. I really just want to do life together. Yep. And it's just really cool to be able to see that and watch that.
Yeah. So we do Discover class about every 2 months.
Yep. Or every other month.
Just whatever we're feeling.
Yeah.
One or the other.
It's either 2 or every other. It's whatever,
And so if you have not been to Discover class, it is not a hard sell. You don't have to become a member when you go through the class. It's just a way to find out more about the church and hear directly from Jay, ask questions. We had folks asking questions about the church. But it is a requirement if you want to become a member, is because you don't want to join something you don't really know what they believe, and everyone coming in has their own ideas of what church is or should be, whether they grew up going to church or not.
Yeah.
Right. So we encourage you to be a part of that if you haven't. And then we have, not this Sunday, but the next February 1st, we have our volunteer banquet.
Volunteer banquet. That's
Yeah,
right.
which is where we host a dinner, kind of a thank you for those who help our various ministries to do what we do. I mean, this is not, hey, we pay you to do that kind of thing. We equip, we lead, and we serve as ministers, but in helping our membership, because every believer, every member is a minister.
That's right.
And so helping them find where they fit best and plug in, and then just being just so grateful for what they do to make PCBC what it is.
There's a couple of hundred people. I mean, every Sunday that are volunteering and they're
Right.
serving in some capacity to be able to pull off a Sunday or a Wednesday around here.
Absolutely.
And, we definitely couldn't do it without them. So it's just an opportunity for us to just say thank you. Kitchen team's going to be providing a nice meal.
That's right.
And so excited to be able to celebrate that and potentially do a little training even with them that night. And so just, a way for us to say thank you for everything that you do.
Yeah.
And we're so looking forward to this next year and how God's going to use it. And, keep going.
We're also celebrating that day, your 20th anniversary here at PCBC.
That is correct.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's amazing to think that the people here have put up with me for 20 years. There are moments that you feel like, man, I hadn't been here that long. And then you're like, man,
right.
It has flown by.
Yeah.
When Amy and I came, we didn't have kids, and I mean, to think about that now to go, okay, now I have a 19-year-old and a 13-year-old, and they've never, until Griffin went to college, never knew another church and never knew another experience.
Big blessing.
Oh, it's a huge, huge blessing. And we are so honored to be able to be here and thankful to celebrate our 20th, Lord willing, in 2 weeks. And, would love to be able to celebrate 30 and 40 and just allow God to use us for his glory here on this corner. It's been awesome. The staff's fantastic. The people are fantastic. And, man, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, we're glad you're in the role that you are and love working with you. Also coming up in February, Super Bowl.
Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah. So our Wednesday night meals, the Wednesday before that weekend, so that'd be February 4th. We're doing kind of a Super Bowl theme meal.
Gotcha.
Where we'll have just kind of some of those, I think the wings and chili and a bunch of that kind of stuff. And then we're going to do, something on Super Bowl Sunday that evening. Correct. We'll meet again at 5:30 to have.
Is that a men's event?
Men's ministry is hosting it.
Okay.
But I don't know that it's exclusively for men. There's probably a lot of women out there that are more informed on even who's playing than I am.
I was going to say that you are. So that night we'll do dinner at 5:30.
Dinner at 5:30 in the fellowship
Game kicks
hall.
off at 6:30.
Yeah, we'll watch that in the worship center
on a 20-by-11 screen.
Right. So bring your own, lounge chair, or not lounge chair, or camping chair.
Yeah. Bring your lazy boy. We'll set it up in the worship center.
Plug it in on your own.
Yeah.
Just, a chair that you're comfortable in. I mean, if you're comfortable in the worship center chairs, go right ahead.
Yeah.
And
so we'll watch first half.
Yes.
Together.
Because there are some options, of course, the regular Super Bowl stuff or the Turning Point stuff.
Yeah.
We know that people have different views. And then, so after that first half, go home. That way, folks who enjoy yelling at their television can do so in the second half in the privacy of their own home. And we're not here till 10:30, 11 o'clock at night at the church as well. So that's coming up, and you can there will be a registration sign up for that as well, so we can know how much food. But that's all we got for this, and we're about to launch into the other thing. We'll see how that does.
Goes.
Yeah.
Might use it, might not have to. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us on this episode. We hope that you found it informative and entertaining, and we just thank you for being a part of PCBC, all that you do, and we hope you have a great rest of your day. God bless.
Well, that's it for this episode of On Second Thought. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you enjoyed the conversation, be sure to like, subscribe, and share this with a friend. If you have a question or thought, drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. If you'd like to find out more about your church on the corner, check us out at pcbchurch.org. We'll be back next week with more. So until then, have a great week and God bless.